Hey girls, just want to send some clips from Saturday's match against Speedling. While it was a good victory, just want to focus on some things to help us for the next few matches and as we get into, Champions League. So just looking at build-up scenarios or build-up and attacking scenarios, if Maya is going to be hitting this ball or any center back is going to be hitting this ball, we definitely want to make sure that we are getting numbers up at least on the strong side. So, as you see that she's, back it up a little bit. So you see she's not going to find the pass. She gets the ball out of her feet. KK, your initial position probably should have been up here when she got the ball, but now we need to start having higher midfielders join so that as we get the ball into that area, we have more than just one or two players going after it or forwards. And that's good for Zoe to get on the second ball there. But we've got to start, once we get the ball in their half, we need to settle down a little bit, get the ball on the ground, and start spreading them out a little bit and moving them. And the initial thought here is great, get the ball here, but at this stage, Katie, or our outside back on that side should be very high, so that maybe we take this one away and it gives Delaney some space to carry the ball. Going through the middle is okay, but it's going to be difficult to break them down because you can see, how many players they have in this area right there. It'll make it pretty difficult for us to break down. So it's important for us to think about getting the ball outside, which we initially do here. Which we eventually do here. And then the action, if Peace is going to start making this run into the wide area, then we need to make sure 10, is getting into that central area, so that we can keep their center back spread apart a little bit more. Another opportunity here. KK's in a pretty good spot getting up. And as we break this line here, the key is on the first touch here, whichever midfielder, I know that's Zoe, but whichever midfielder is in the situation where they're breaking this line, look at where the open space is on our first touch, and can we get the ball to an outside back right away? It's not bad to get it to Stevens there, and she eventually could get it out wide, but where's the more open space is what I want you guys thinking about. And as you check your shoulders, can your first touch go into where there's open space? So again, now you can see where we have three players here, with Katie, and it's just too many to, we're essentially just playing right into, the opponent's hand, by them having players here and here and here. We want to make sure we get higher and to be able to break a line. So in this stage, you can see KK starting to run forward a little bit here, which is great. And can we deliver that ball? And now look at the difference when we have numbers up. And so the key here is how do we get our forwards to partner up a little bit more? Peace, if you make this hard run here, Alexis can play you right away. What ends up happening is Alexis starts to dribble in, and the red team is able to get together a little bit more. And it makes it difficult for us to get through. So again, just show you one more time. It's great that we get the ball higher and wider, and that's the plan. But now is there a way that you two can combine? Could you play into Peace and get to play a 1-2 with her real quick as she starts to pick up speed? Can you play her in a little bit earlier right there? And Peace runs through, because now you can see how you have them spread out here, and here. There are gates open to be able to play the ball a little bit earlier and through. So again, looking at how we want to try and play with our forwards, we want you guys to partner up a little bit more and try and find each other. Backing up there, Maya. So simple situation here. Look at all their players, look at all of our players that are open on the other side. Difficult because you're under a little bit of pressure, but if you're able to get it under control and swing it around, that would be ideal. Same thing here. When we get on the ball, could we go out and then Katie out there, to switch the point of attack? Not a bad sequence here. Unfortunately, we get caught on the ball. Now we're transitioning to defend. Good step. And now can we secure this ball right away? Maybe it's KK just receiving it a little bit, getting it under control. But again, all of this is coming from, and if you rewind the clip, 10 seconds, all of this is stemming up from us not switching the point of attack. Because if you look at all of their defenders here on this side, we've basically played back and forth into them, several times. And, against an opponent with some scoring threats, it's going to be important for us. One more attacking scenario just on the corner. Anybody that's ever in this situation, once Ali plays this ball back into Kira, just pop the ball back into the mix. Don't worry even if you shoot it over, but we want to avoid putting you into this situation where once you take a touch, if we don't have possession of the ball, they're going in on a break, which they don't do successfully to score a goal, but it makes us have to work a lot harder to get back. And fortunately, she ran offside. Another quick look at the forward partnership. As soon as we play this ball in, can we do a little combination here with Peace, and Peace recognizing that you want to make sure you beat her to the ball and be the first one there, so that you could maybe even beat her on the dribble or give it right back to her. Same thing here. Can we play it out wide right away, since Alexis has some time and space out wide there? Great ball in from Lily here. Can we play this one-touch pass in behind the line as Peace is picking up speed? That would be ideal. But again, remember, when we carry it in like that, and if we get through, it's great, but she was a little offside. But once we carry it into the middle, they start to have more numbers to be able to defend us. A couple punts that they did, I just want you to recognize that the goalkeeper's on top of the 18, and then you can see how far back we are. That with our midfield should be dropped in a little bit so that you guys can step up a little bit and help as well. But we definitely don't want this ball bouncing, and creating 50-50 chances when we can meet it as soon as it bounces. Before it bounces. Same thing here. You can see how far back the back line is. It's landing at half. So it's okay if Katie's here and then Maya and Delaney and Maya are just covering anything that goes through. But we've got to squeeze that little 5 to 10 yards of space. And obviously it's okay if one of the forwards is up with where the punt is, just in case it goes short. But we want to make sure that our midfield, and I think Bobby addressed it at halftime, want to make sure that we get to the middle of the field versus a goalkeeper that can punt it half the distance. And then we see how there's a breakdown because of the allowed bounce. They're able to get on the ball with numbers against our back four. And because the midfield wasn't back far enough, you have 4 players and a 5th player running in. And we're working, tirelessly to get back. We have good numbers in the 18, but give them an opportunity that's not necessary. Another goal kick here. Again, ball can't be bouncing. We're too far back. If you rewind that clip, take a look at it. Just a little far back in terms of where we need to be. Pretty good defensive shape here with our numbers now, but we can probably win the ball in their half and then continue to dominate possession in their half. Here's a situation where we have a lot of numbers around the ball, but there's still a player that's able to get a shot off. So, again, it's difficult for, I think that's Taylor, to come in. It's really difficult for her because then she leaves these 2 players wide open. So making sure we don't give too much of an opportunity, and step to the ball right away on these shots is super important. We're trying to attack through the middle. Once they get on a break, we want to have that initial pressure. Pressure was there. Want to make sure we're covering here with Katie. And so what ends up happening here is, with 3 players in this situation and Maya stepping to this one, we kind of forget about this player right here, and we don't protect the space in behind. So we've got to be really diligent about this. Whenever there's a situation where there was a player there, we've got to make sure we drop back and protect the space, protect the line, and let the midfielders or a center back step up to that initial shot. Again, it doesn't amount to anything, but it's still something we need to be aware of. Protecting the space in behind is important. So wouldn't be Katie's job to step to the ball carrier there. She's got to protect this space there. So it's important that our midfield slides over and gets to her as quickly as possible. Fortunately, they never played it to her early, so she wasn't able to get in behind. But again, really important for us here that one pressures, one covers. So better for in this situation for Kelsey to step out to the player on the ball here and let Katie defend the space in behind and then keep her outside. Because the simple thing for her to do there would have been to play her if she's on side, and now they have numbers in the box for a service. So, anyways, just some thoughts and ideas as we get to continue to play some quality opponents. Hopefully, it's helpful. Get in touch with any questions, and we'll see you soon.